Recently, have you collected any scars psychologically or physically? Have you went to war metaphorically, right? Or did you just go to the gym, do some push-ups, do the bench press, as you always did? You know, you have your little routine. You go to the gym, you do bench press, you do a lat pull down, whatever. You know, you have your routine, and everything in your life is so routine based, right? And of course, as a positive, I'm not talking that that's bad, right? That you wake up certain time, do your morning routine, then work, boom, boom, boom. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you live in a life that is written down or lives by the playbook, you could say, like a little habit tracker that you check off, do you expect that you become special or become something unique, that you will be formed by life? Or do you think that you just live in a safe life, right? And of course, when I say go to war or collect scars, I'm not saying you fucking need to grab a sword and go battle in the fucking wars. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that when was the last time that you fucking, like as a child, tried climbing a fucking tree, like with a fucking huge smile? When you saw a tree and you thought, fuck it, man, I'm fucking Giga Chad, I'm just gonna climb the tree. When was the last time that you had a fucking knife in your hand and you tried flipping it? Like, even though it's so fucking risky, it's a knife, it's sharp, you maybe cut yourself, right? You fucking try flipping it, right? That's like the masculine energy. It's just fucking taking risks and trying shit out, right? Or, when was the last time that you actually did something like really like fucking cool, like Fight Club style, like, meeting with your friends to go spar, you know, get yourself bloody, and you do it as a love, as a brotherly love? When was the last time that you went to a fucking shooting range? Or did you ever go to a shooting range just to shoot some guns, right? To fill you up with some experiences in life, be able to tell some stories when people ask you, right? I'm not insulting you for living a safe life or something that's completely routine based, but I recommend you, truly recommend you, that if you have never experienced adventures, or you haven't experienced adventures in the last few months, weeks, maybe years, try doing that, especially when you're in a relationship. I did the big mistake of, when I was in the relationship, like before the relationship, I was completely 200% in self-improvement, bro. I was like James Bond for this girl, bro. James Bond, Bruce Wayne, everything. I was number one man for nobody compare. And I'm not tooting my own nose here. I'm just saying, I'm not want to boast or anything. But then, you get into the relationship, you get kind of close, and then you slowly develop bad habits because you do it for the girl and you lose yourself. And I made a video about that. But then the day is, she got bored. I got bored. I got bored of her and of myself. You know how fucking insane that hurts, or how bad it makes you feel that before the relationship you enjoyed yourself so much. You fucking went onto hikes, went on the trips by alone with your friends, and then in the relationship you're this lethargic, like locked down, chained up man, and you don't really do anything, even though you're not like actually chained up or in handcuffs, but you just feel so locked down. Because the more you stray away from the path, the more you continue on living the safe life or not taking risks, or locking yourself down, the more tighter those chains get, the more harder these chains get to take off, right? And then the relationship keeps going, and there's a lot of stuff going on, doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, we broke up, boom. And then instantly after that breakup, of course I had my depressive phase, I've had my rut. But after I get out of that rut, it was like season 2, like Hamza says, if you know Hamza, season 2 of self-improvement business. Everything, I fucking went 400%, right? Completely different man, right? What I'm trying to say is, as a man or a masculine energy, you want freedom, right? Especially in the book The Way of the Superior Man, there's a paragraph, or like I think a chapter, that the man's goal is freedom, right? Not just like physically, not just emotionally, but also spiritually, right? You want to be so in tune with yourself that there's no like repercussion, or no negative thoughts about yourself. You're just you're just that guy, and you make yourself happy. And anything that comes into your path, any bad thing that happens, or any bad people that come to you, like breakups, or maybe your father dies, anything that could go to shit, you still stay on the path because again, it's like a snowball. You know, it starts small, especially if you started self-improvement recently or fell off, whatever, and you start small, you're struggling. You know, you're collecting the snow, you're building up that habit, you know, meditating again, going to the gym again, starting business again, you know, you continue that, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the more work you do, the more productive you get, and it's a loop, a positive loop, because you just push, you know, that ball more forward. It has so much force, it's like rolling down itself now. But it's always, the first part is the hardest, right? And of course, you have that routine, you build up that ball, but sometimes you need to fucking, you know, smack that ball and, you know, kind of destroy it and rebuild something new, rebuild another ball. You have 2 balls now, no homo, bro. You have 2 balls now, you have 3 balls now, yeah, right? You're experiencing life. You're able to tell stories. Like, imagine you know, wise beard, gray hair, you know, 60, 70-year-old strong, masculine grandpa, you know, with his little children or whatever, telling stories. Right? You want to be that guy. I know you want to be that guy. You know, you're sitting on your fucking chair, you know, that goes back and forth. You want to be that guy that has so many stories of his life. And the problem is, nowadays everything is so safe. We're living in a cocoon of safety, you know, such a plushy cushion of life. Nothing can happen. Of course, you know, always something can happen. Don't understand me wrong, or I said it wrong, is, of course, you could be robbed, you could be attacked, you could be, you know, murdered, whatever. But there's no, like, you can't choose to collect that story, right? You can't choose to be robbed. But of course, you can then collect it as a story and see it positively at the end of the day, even though it's, you know, something bad. But what I'm saying is, try manually collecting stories. Go on a hike when it's raining, right? Have a huge smile on when you're seeing the fucking rain outside, thinking, yeah, today is the day I planned to go on a hike. Actually, it's raining. I didn't expect that it's raining. I don't really want to go. I don't really have the fucking clothes to go on a hike when it's raining, but fuck it, I'm gonna go anyway. And then, you know, you meet maybe some fucking people on the hike, you know, they're completely like kitted out, fucking rain jacket, and you're just there with a fucking t-shirt, and they ask like, what the fuck, where's your gear? And you just say you don't have any gear. You know, it's not just that you're collecting stories, you're just fucking experiencing life. You're enjoying life, you're having fun with it, and that's what it's all about, having freedom. Be the man that you want to do. Be a childlike man. Right? We all have the child essence of exploring, having adventures, trying things out, experimenting, right? When was the last time that you fucking tried to flip a knife 2 times and trying to catching it? When was the last time that you tried fucking, I don't know, trying to learn a front flip, right? When was the last time that you tried learning something new, right? Fucking beatboxing, whatever. When was the last time that you did that, right? If you keep continuing on this safe, habitual life, of course, you might get successful, and that's good. I'm just saying, if you want to live in the masculine, or you're just feeling a little bit of emptiness, a little bit of boredom with your life, and you just feel like the people around you aren't really interested in you, try collecting adventures, try collecting stories, become the man that has something to say and has experiences, has scars, maybe even physically. You know, I'm gonna give you a little tip, bro. Girls love scars, right? I'm not saying about a huge fucking scar across your face, but I'm just saying, like, when she sees like a little like fucking cut on your chest, whatever, or from a fight you have a little like fucking bruise, and then she asks you, yo, what happened? There you have the story, right? So try to collect as many stories as you can. And you know, it's all about mindset. And if you want to reset your mindset, truly focus on becoming successful, check the Mindset Bootcamp. That's my paid course, link in the description. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.